everything we thought we knew about Squid Game's hero is wrong. The clues have been there since episode 1, carefully planted by the show's creators, all pointing to one devastating truth. Gi-hun isn't just fighting the games, he's destined to run them. Today, we're exposing the hidden evidence that proves Gi-hun will become the next frontman.
Let's start with what most viewers missed in the very first episode. When Gi-hun receives his business card for the games, he holds it exactly like the frontman holds his mask. A subtle but deliberate visual parallel that the directors purposefully included. This seemingly minor detail becomes significant when you understand the show's extensive use of visual foreshadowing.
Throughout both seasons, Gi-hun's character arc has been secretly mirroring the frontman's own journey. Both were previous winners, both struggled with poverty, and both share a deep understanding of how the games break people. But the parallels go much deeper than these surface-level similarities. In Season 1, we see Gi-hun's initial moral framework being systematically dismantled. Remember the marble game with Il-nam? That wasn't just about losing a friend, it was about learning to betray someone you care about for survival. This mirrors the frontman's own journey, as revealed in Season 2's flashbacks, where we learn he had to make similar choices during his games. The show's use of color symbolism provides another layer of evidence. Gi-hun's transformation begins with the iconic red hair, a color associated with both blood and power in Korean visual storytelling. This wasn't just a random choice. In Korean drama, red often symbolizes a character's loss of innocence and their transition into a more morally ambiguous role. Season 2 introduced us to more of the frontman's backstory, revealing he was once a police officer. This detail is crucial because it shows how someone dedicated to justice could be corrupted by the game's twisted moral philosophy. The writers are showing us that even the most righteous can fall. Gi-hun's own moral compass has been steadily shifting since his win, and his obsession with bringing down the organization mirrors the frontman's initial resistance before his eventual turning point. The psychological progression of both characters follows a haunting pattern. After winning the games, we witness their parallel journeys of transformation. They initially rejected their winnings, unable to reconcile the blood money with their conscience. Soon, both became obsessed with the organization, though for seemingly different reasons. They began viewing the world through the lens of the games, developing a peculiar kind of superiority complex from surviving. Most tellingly, they both began seeing themselves as fundamentally different from ordinary people, no longer able to relate to those who haven't experienced the games.
The evidence becomes even more compelling when we analyze Gi-hun's behavior after winning. Instead of finding peace, he's become increasingly isolated from normal society. His relationship with his daughter remains strained, his newfound wealth brings no satisfaction, and he can't readjust to regular life. These are exactly the conditions that led to the frontman's recruitment.
The show's creator, Hwang Dong-hyuk, has repeatedly emphasized that Squid Game is about the moral corruption inherent in capitalist society. In a 2022 interview, he specifically mentioned that the series explores how systems perpetuate themselves by corrupting their greatest opponents. This directly foreshadows Gi-hun's arc. Looking at the mathematical patterns in the show reveals another layer of evidence. The frontman became involved with the organization exactly 5 years after his win. The timing of Season 3 would place Gi-hun at the same crucial 5-year mark. In Korean numerology, the number 5 represents a critical point of transformation, something the show's Korean audience would immediately recognize. Season 2's game structure provides more clues. The challenges Gi-hun faced weren't just about survival. They were testing his ability to understand and manipulate the game's mechanics. His strategic thinking has evolved from simple survival to understanding the games as a system. This is precisely the kind of development needed for a future frontman. The VIP's conversations take on new meaning when viewed through this lens. Their casual mention that the frontman was one of their best investments suggests they have a system for identifying and grooming potential administrators. Gi-hun's continued defiance might actually be what makes him the perfect candidate. He understands both the players' and the organizers' perspectives.
A close analysis of the show's cinematography reveals another pattern. Whenever Gi-hun makes a morally questionable decision, the camera slowly moves to frame him from below, the same angle consistently used for the frontman. This visual language is creating a subtle link between their characters.
The music choices in key Gi-hun scenes have also been gradually incorporating elements from the frontman's theme. Sound designers rarely make these choices accidentally. It's another breadcrumb leading to his eventual transformation. The narrative structure of Squid Game has always centered on the corruption of moral absolutes, the price of survival, and the cyclical nature of systemic violence. We see how trauma transforms victims into perpetrators, and the way choice becomes an illusion in a rigged system. Gi-hun's transformation into the frontman would be the ultimate expression of these themes.
Season 2's finale left us with Gi-hun more embroiled in the games than ever. His quest for revenge has pushed him to understand the organization's inner workings, much like how the frontman's investigation of his brother's disappearance led to his eventual recruitment. The parallels are becoming impossible to ignore.
The show has also been playing with the concept of masks since the beginning. The frontman's mask isn't just a disguise, it's a symbol of transformation. Gi-hun has been metaphorically wearing masks throughout the series. The mask of a loving father, the mask of a righteous crusader, and soon, perhaps literally, the mask of the frontman. But here's what seals the theory. In Season 2, Episode 4, there's a blink and you'll miss it moment where Gi-hun catches his reflection in a broken mirror, and for a split second, the fragments create an image reminiscent of the frontman's mask. This kind of visual metaphor is a favorite technique of the show's directors. But there's one final piece of evidence that changes everything. A deleted scene from Season 2 that just leaked. In it, Gi-hun is seen practicing something in front of a mirror. Most fans assumed it was related to the games, but when you slow down the footage and enhance the audio, you can clearly see him practicing something else entirely. He's practicing how to modulate his voice, exactly like the frontman does through his mask. And in the background, barely visible but unmistakable, is a familiar geometric shape, one that matches the design of the frontman's mask perfectly. The question isn't if Gi-hun will become the frontman anymore. It's what made him finally accept the role.
And there you have it, all our evidence and theories about Gi-hun becoming the frontman in Squid Game Season 3. If you enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.